A lot of people are saying the same thing. Oh, the guys he fought weren't that good and blah, blah, blah. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to MMA Court. Today we have a case that just came across the desk of Khamzat Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns. This is going to be somewhat of a controversial one because a lot of people think that Khamzat Chimaev is a hype train, but I don't think so. I mean, the guy is 10-0. He's had 4 fights in the UFC, and one of which was at middleweight, and the guy, I think, has taken 2 punches. A lot of people are saying the same thing. Oh, the guys he fought weren't that good and blah, blah, blah. Gerald Meerschaert is unbelievable. So that's bullcrap, whoever is saying that. That guy's an amazing fighter. The other 2 guys, maybe not so much. They don't have the kind of resume that a Gerald Meerschaert does have. But he just destroyed Li Jingliang. I mean, that guy is arguably one of the greatest fighters to come out of China, especially in the welterweight division. I mean, we haven't seen anyone like that guy. A lot of people seem to forget he just knocked out Santiago Ponzinibbio not that long ago. And that dude, before his, bone disease that he had, before all that happened, Santiago was on his way to a title shot. And now, after his last fight with Miguel Baez, he clearly is still right in the title picture. A couple more wins, that guy is right there. But let's talk about Gilbert Burns for a second. Gilbert Burns gets such a bad rap from people, and I don't know why. This guy came up from the lightweight division, and he was just steamrolling people. Anyone that watches his fight against Tyron Woodley was, he was on the downside after his loss to Kamaru Usman, but he was still a former champion. He got dominated by Gilbert Burns in wrestling, and Gilbert Burns is a jiu-jitsu guy. It's very impressive what this guy can do. And then he knocked out Demian Maia. I mean, that's not easy to do. Demian Maia takes a lot of beatings from people. He's never really been knocked out like that. I mean, that was bad. But now going into this fight, the odds are Khamzat Chimaev is like a -600, and I think Gilbert Burns is like a +400. That is pretty crazy because Gilbert Burns could have won the fight against Kamaru Usman. I mean, he hit him and did wobble him. Just made a couple mistakes, but the guy is right there in title contention. Granted, a lot of people didn't enjoy his performance against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson because he just wrestled him the whole time, but listen, that's part of the sport. Sometimes guys gotta wrestle if they want to win the fight. I agree he could have did more damage, but he clearly won the fight. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. If you're getting out-wrestled, then wrestle them better. I mean, it's part of the fight. Just because Wonderboy is a karate guy, he's in mixed martial arts. He's gotta get better at wrestling, and he knows that. The guy is a legend. He's in his 40s and he's still fighting at the top. But in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people are counting out Khamzat Chimaev as a hype train. I'm seeing comments everywhere about this on everything, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Everyone thinks this guy's a hype train. I don't see that. He looks like he is untouchable, and he has done it against a couple of guys that are really good fighters. Anyone that trains with him, according to Dana White, thinks that this guy is the greatest fighter on the planet. I'm not saying he's the greatest fighter on the planet, but I think he's possibly going to win this fight, and I think he is going to be a really tough fight for Kamaru Usman and Colby Covington. As much as I love Colby and I love Kamaru Usman, they are gonna have their hands full with this guy, especially if he gets past Gilbert Burns. If he gets past Gilbert Burns and makes it look easy, like he does to every other guy he's fought, Kamaru Usman and Colby are gonna have some trouble with him. I mean, it's very obvious that he is a contender. I don't know why people don't see it. And everyone keeps forgetting about good old Leon Edwards. Obviously, Leon Edwards is finally going to get his title shot, which he has deserved for the past, 4 years or so. But he's gonna get his next title shot against Kamaru Usman. I'm sorry, man. I like Leon Edwards, but Kamaru Usman is going to just destroy him. Again, I mean, Leon definitely got better since their last fight, but Kamaru Usman has gotten like 10 times better. The way this guy changed the way he strikes by working with Trevor Whitman, it literally looks like a new fighter. It's like a hybrid of a striker that just morphed into Kamaru Usman, and you would think he's a striker from the way that he's putting guys away now. But after Kamaru Usman defeats Leon Edwards, which I believe is what's going to happen, clearly the next person in line for a title shot is going to be Khamzat Chimaev after he beats Gilbert Burns. But if Khamzat Chimaev loses that fight against Gilbert Burns, where does that put Gilbert in this whole thing? Honestly, if he beats Khamzat Chimaev, I think he should get the next fight, whoever wins, either Leon Edwards or Kamaru Usman. He deserves it. That's just my opinion. If he doesn't get that shot, we clearly got to see Gilbert Burns fight Colby Covington. I mean, it's hard to tell what is next for Colby. I mean, what do we do? It's the only guy that has really put Kamaru Usman in a ton of danger. But the verdict is in. If Khamzat Chimaev wins this fight, he gets the next title shot against Kamaru Usman or Leon Edwards, whichever one comes out on top. If Gilbert Burns wins, he fights Colby Covington next. That's clearly the next step for Gilbert Burns in his career. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Who do you think is next for either fighter, Khamzat Chimaev or Gilbert Burns? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We got another Combat Kitchen coming out later this week. If you haven't seen Combat Kitchen, you're gonna see a nice little box right in this region right here. You can click on that. This case is now closed.